All right, if we can please rise to welcome our graduates. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. I'll wait for folks to be seated. Welcome to the Spring 2024 Accessibility Achievement Ceremony. Yeah? Awesome. I love the sound of that applause. This ceremony serves to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of our undergraduate, graduate, and professional students who identify with a disability or health-related impairment through the heartfelt words and vibrant colors representative of the Disability Pride flag. I am Dr. Chris Parthimos. I am Interim Director of the Student Accessibility and Educational Opportunity Office, which many of you may know as SAO, here at Virginia Commonwealth University. I am here to bring greetings on behalf of 2,501 or more faculty members, 28,408 students, and over 216,696 alumni. Reading numbers is hard, y'all, of which you all are now joining. Congratulations, yeah? Congrats. From my role at SAO, I say this with all sincerity because I have witnessed it firsthand. You have each individually and personally enhanced VCU's campus to make it a community, and we are all proud to be a part of the community that you have built. Thank you. Before we begin, before we get too much further, I would like to ask that all electronics, aside from those that are being used for the purposes of accessibility, be silenced and turned off at this time. It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Miriam Kadiba, the Director of the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs, OMSA, who will bring forth a further greeting and a warm VCU welcome. Dr. Kadiba.
Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings, family, friends, faculty, staff, and all guests joining us in person and via live stream. And for the reason we're gathered here today, allow me to extend heartfelt greetings to our 2024 VCU graduates. Yes! My name is Dr. Miriam Kadeba. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I serve as the director of the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs, OMSA for short. On behalf of the entire team, welcome and thank you for joining us for this celebration. What a time it's been. I don't doubt that every single one of you graduates has had a meaningful journey to get to this moment. It's very likely that during your academic journey, you have encountered some successes and dealt with some twists and turns while navigating uncertainty and doubt. As we know, Many seemingly contradictory things can be true at the same time. Maybe some of you have had a hard time imagining what graduation day would look like. And low-key, you might still be caught up in your finals, so your graduation-related emotions may range from feeling like all of this is very anticlimactic, right? to feeling relief and elation, and honestly, every feeling in between. Please know whatever you experience today and these next few weeks are all warranted, and I hope you make some space for yourself at some point, it doesn't have to be immediately, to acknowledge your accomplishments and your journey. In a culture that can be so outcome-driven, we may not keep focused on the tiny moments that amounted to this big moment. Therefore, I wish you many moments of sacred pause to take it in when you can. Earlier, I mentioned that everyone has been traveling their own life paths to get here. During that journey, and particularly at VCU, I hope you felt connected to others and experienced a sense of belonging. I say hope because I recognize it's not a given. During a time when many students across the nation and on this very campus are speaking truth to power and advocating for themselves, their peers, and justice in the world, that sense of belonging and connectedness to the larger community might waver, understandably so. Yet students' voices and advocacy are important agents of change. For example, this very ceremony is in its second year's iteration, and the inaugural ceremony was held last year with the amazing contributions of the Association of Students with Disability and Chronic Conditions, to whom we remain grateful. Whether or not you've connected with OMSA during your VCU journey, or this is the first time interacting with our office, we're honored to serve you. VCU students have been and remain my favorite part of my job. So this evening, may you feel celebrated and honored for your tremendous academic and educational accomplishments. I wish you much peace, love, and success in your future endeavors, however you define that. Congratulations, class of 2024 VCU graduates. We are also proud of you.
Thank you, Dr. Kadiba, for that very special welcome. It takes many people to deliver an education. We are lucky to have some great faculty and staff at VCU. They have been your guides, your mentors, and occasionally your tormentors, but they have also tried to do what is best for your education. Let's give our VCU faculty and staff who are present a round of applause. Thank you. As we continue this celebration, I am very honored to introduce a talented individual, Cale Stump, the president of our Honor Society for Students with Disabilities, Delta Alpha Pi. Cale is a junior, Cale is an English major, and he's here to bring forth a poetic expression. Please join me in welcoming Cale.
All right. This poem is titled Sick for Sick by Torrin A. Greathouse. I think my lover's cane is sexy. The way they walk like a rainstorm stumble slowly across the landscape. How, with fingers laced together, our boots and canes click in time. Unsteady rhythm of metronome's limp wrist. All sway and swish, first person I ever saw walk with a lisp. Call this our love language of unspokens. We share so many symptoms, the first time we thought to hyphenate our names was, playfully, to christen ourselves in new disorder. We trade tips on medications, on how the weather, what prescriptions make you sick, to maybe make you well. We make toasts with acetaminophen bought in bulk, kiss in airport terminals through surgical masks, rub the knots from each other's backs. We dangle fall risk bracelets from our walls and call it decoration. We visit another ER and call it a date. When we are sick again for months with a common illness that will not leave, it is not the doctors who care for us. We make do ourselves. At night, long after the sky has darkened, something like a 3-day bruise littered with satellites I keep mistaking for stars, our bodies are fever sweat stitched, a chimera, a shadow puppet of our lust. Bones bowed into a new beast, with 2 backs, 6 legs of metal and flesh and carbon fiber. Beside my love, I find I can't remember any prayers, so I whispered the names of our medications like the names of saints. Orange bottles scattered around the mattress like unlit candles in the dark. Thank you.
Thank you again, Kale, for reading a poem that truly reflects the spirit of the perseverance, the achievement, the power of the human spirit that we're here to honor today. Through those words, we are reminded of the resilience and the determination that define our community. Now we will have 2 of the class of 2024 to come and provide words of reflection and encouragement. We will have Erin Norwood, who is graduating with a bachelor's degree in nursing, and Ness Sinclair, who is graduating with a bachelor's degree in theater with a concentration in performance and a minor in history. Please welcome our student speakers as they come.
Hi, I'm Erin Norwood. I am a class of 2024 nursing student. Was supposed to graduate like a year or 2 ago, but it takes time with some things. I only have a few words because, I just found out I was speaking. But what I want to say is it has been a long, challenging journey, but I thank God that it is mostly over. I still have a nursing exam to take to become an RN. But I do want to encourage you all. You guys are trailblazers. I appreciate the fact that you are going out there with your disabilities and different abilities, and that you are showing the world that, yes, we can do this. I can proudly say now that I am graduating from nursing school as someone with several disabilities: osteoarthritis that causes walking difficulties, bipolar disorder, which causes major depression. And yes, it's possible to go through nursing clinicals with all those things. Yes, it is possible to be a nurse with all those things. I want to thank God for my dog, Eden, who is obviously not here, but she is such a blessing to me. And ever since I had a service dog or support dog, I've gotten so much better from my depression. So do what you have to do for your illnesses. Do what you have to do for your challenges. Even if the doctor doesn't suggest it, you know what works for you, go for it. I also would like to thank my aunt who's here. She didn't believe I could do this, but yes, Auntie, I told you God could, and I did, and yes. And my teacher, Daphne Terrell, who's also here, has been very supportive and a mentor. And I would also like to thank Sister Carol Cantu, who has been my financial support. And there is no way that I could have done this without you. And I'm so grateful. And so I want to say, guys, keep on doing what you can. If you need to take a break, like I took 2 breaks during the school, take that break, ask for those accommodations. There's been so many people online, they're like, well, I have ADHD, I can't focus, I can't get my assignments in time. I said, ask for your disability accommodations, get the letters from your doctor, ask for that extra time for your test and for your assignments. Ask for that, for those accommodations so that you can be able to listen to your books, your textbooks, or that you can talk and the computer will write for you. Do what you have to do because we can do this. We can do it. I've done it, and it's all by the grace of God. And thank you.
Is Ness with us? Ness Sinclair. Okay. All right. Continuing forward, Next, we will have Ellie Bavuso, who will share her unique voice as the outgoing president of the Association for Students with Disabilities and Chronic Conditions, and one of our esteemed graduates today, presenting a second heartfelt poem. Let's give a warm round of applause for Ellie as she takes the stage.
Hello. This poem is titled Translating the Crip by Laura Hershey. Can I translate myself to you? Do I need to? Do I want to? When I say crip, I mean flesh-proof power, flash mob sticks and wheels in busy intersections, model mock. When I say disability, I mean all the brilliant ways we get through the planned fractures of the world. When I say living in America today, I mean thriving and unwelcome, the irony of the only possible time and place. When I say cure, I mean erase. I mean eradicate the miracle of error. When I say safe, I mean no pill, no certified agency, no danger to myself court order, no supervisory setting, no nurse can protect or defend or save me if you deny me power. When I say public transportation, I mean we all pay, we all ride, we all wait, as long as necessary. When I say basic rights, I mean difficult curries, a fancy knotted scarf, a vegetable garden. I mean picking up a friend at the airport. I mean 2 blocks or a continent with switches or sensors or lightweight titanium, well-maintained and fully funded. I mean, shut up about charity, the GNP, pulling my own weight and measuring my carbon footprint. I mean, only Embrace Guaranteed can deliver real equality. When I say high-quality personal assistant services, I mean her sure hands earning honorably, and me eating and shitting without anyone's permission. When I say non-disabled, I mean all your precious tricks. When I say non-disabled privilege, I mean members-only thought processes and the violence of stairs. By dancing, I mean, of course, dancing. We dance without coordination or hearing because music wells through walls. You're invited, but don't do us any favors. When I say sexy, I mean our beautiful crip bodies, broken or bent and whole. I mean drooling from habit and lust. I mean slow, slow. When I say family, I mean all the ways we need each other, beyond your hardening itch and paternal property rights, our encumbering love and rippling losses. I mean everything ripples. When I say normal, I don't really mean anything. When I say sunset, rich cheese, promise, breeze, or iambic pentameter, I mean exactly the same things you mean. Or when I say sunset, I mean swirling orange nightmare. When I say rich cheese, I mean the best food I can still eat, or else I mean poverty and cholesterol. When I say promise, I mean my survival depends on crossed digits. When I say breeze, I mean finally requited desire. When I say iambic pentameter, I mean my heart's own nameless rhythm. When I say tell the truth, I mean complicate. Cry when it's no longer funny. When I say crip solidarity, I mean the grad school exam and the invisible man. I mean signed executive meetings, fighting for every SSI cent. When I say challenges to crip solidarity, I mean the colors missing from grant applications, the songs absent from laws. I mean that for all my complaints and victories, I am sometimes still more white than crip. When I say anything, I know the risk. You will accuse me of courage. I know your language all too well, steeped in its syntax of overcoming adversity and limited resources. When I say courage, I mean you sitting next to me, talking, both of us refusing to compare or hate ourselves. When I say ally, I mean I'll get back to you, and you better be there. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie. Those words really did touch my heart, and I'm sure they've touched the crowds as well. It is my pleasure now to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Ronnie Sidney II. Hailing from Tappahannock, Virginia, Mr. Sidney is a multifaceted individual whose journey embodies the resilience and determination to overcome obstacles and make a meaningful impact in the world. Diagnosed with a learning disability in the 3rd grade, Mr. Sidney spent 7 years in special education, an experience that ignited his passion for social justice and working with youth. A graduate of Virginia Commonwealth University's School of Social Work Master's Program, Mr. Sidney is not only a licensed clinical social worker, but also a therapist, an author, a publisher, a professional speaker. He is the creative force behind the Amazon bestseller Nelson Beats the Odds, a semi-autobiographical comic book that sheds light on the African-American male experience in special education. In addition to his literary endeavors, Mr. Sidney is the founder of Creative Medicine, Healing Through Words, LLC, where he facilitates therapeutic writing for offenders and has developed the Nelson Beats the Odds comic creator mobile app. His commitment to mental health advocacy and empowering marginalized communities is evident in his work as an outpatient therapist, and his active involvement in speaking engagements, book signings, and school career events. Mr. Sidney's dedication to social justice extends beyond his professional endeavors. He is a vocal advocate for recognizing and honoring individuals, including music star Chris Brown, who he believes have been wronged by sensationalized media coverage. His efforts to establish Chris Brown Appreciation Day in his hometown of Tappahannock underscore his belief in redemption, reconciliation, and the power of community solidarity. Please welcome me and join me in welcoming, that's the right order, Mr. Ronnie Sidney II, a true champion of resilience, empowerment, and social change.
All right. Class of 2024, y'all with me? Y'all with me? All right. I didn't think I was at a funeral. I thought I was at a celebration, so we're gonna turn up a little bit. No, I'm joking. All right. It's an honor to be chosen to deliver the commencement speech in front of such a brilliant and resilient graduating class. For many of you, the path to graduation was not paved in gold. Your journey from kindergarten to graduating from Virginia Commonwealth University may have felt like it was 1,000 miles long. Each brick baked in adversity, and every path was paved in grit. Most people couldn't walk a mile in your shoes, and the fact that you made it across the finish line is worthy of celebration. I know some of you may feel anxious and uncertain about your future. I want to let you know it's okay. I felt that same way 10 years ago. Many people think graduation marks the end, but the definition of commencement is a beginning or start. Today is the start of the life you dreamed about. Today is the beginning of the future you've been working the last 16 years or more to manifest. What you'll come to realize is it's the journey, not the destination, that matters. How many of you had a person in your life doubt you would complete your journey? I had an 8th grade pre-algebra teacher tell me I wouldn't make it to college. Whether he knew it or not, he motivated me to go to college just to prove him wrong. However, when I graduated with my undergraduate degree from Old Dominion University, I felt unfulfilled. When I applied to the Master of Social Work program at VCU, my goal was not to prove my pre-algebra teacher wrong, but to prove myself right. Ever since elementary school, my mother told me I was smart, and I wanted to test her hypothesis. I would like to wish a happy Heavenly Mother's Day to my late mother, and a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who are in attendance. I want to also acknowledge the other members of the village who helped these young people make this day possible, and encourage you all to stand if you're able to. So if you're a part of the village to help these young people make it across the stage this year, if you don't mind standing. You all can have a seat. When I graduated from VCU School of Social Work in 2014, with a 3.5 GPA, might I add, I realized I succeeded not in spite of my learning disability, but because of it. I found meaning in my circumstances, and after I graduated, I honored 7 of my former teachers who helped me along my journey. I want you to turn to your neighbor and say or sign, "Find meaning in your circumstance." One of the individuals I honored was my former special education teacher, Ruthie Toby, who's here with me today. She was unable to make my graduation of 2014 because she had a prior engagement, so I'm happy that she's here with me today because she's my road dog. Miss Ruthie Toby encouraged me to tell my story. I took her advice literally and self-published Nelson Beats the Odds in 2015 because I wanted to encourage students with disabilities to attend college. Many of you all sit here today because of the circumstances you had to overcome throughout your life. Over time, you develop invaluable tools like resilience, grit, and determination to help you accomplish your personal and academic goals. When times were hard, my grandmother would say, "Be like a tree planted by the water." My grandmother seemed to have a quote for every situation imaginable. I'm going to put my therapist hat on. So today, I want you to visualize yourself as a tree planted by the water, a tree that stands tall as the Empire State Building, a tree whose leafy branches extend out as far as the eyes can see and bears the fruits of its labor, a tree who planted its seed and is now watching it grow, a tree with a strong foundation and wide trunk to provide a base of support, a tree with impenetrable bark to protect it from whatever life throws at it, because life gonna throw some stuff at you, a tree with never-ending roots that tap into every available source of water for nourishment. The water is a reservoir of resilience that you've built up. The water is representative of your family, your friends, and community. The water also represents self-care and spirituality. You are the tree planted by the water, and every available resource is at your disposal. All you have to do is tap in. I want you to turn to your other neighbor and say or sign, "Tap in." In closing, I would like to thank Dr. Cha for selecting me to serve as your 2024 VCU Accessibility Commencement Ceremony keynote speaker. Special thanks to everyone who assisted in the ceremony or helped make VCU more accessible for students with disabilities. So if you're someone who helped make VCU more accessible for students with disabilities, can you please stand? Any staff, professors? Thank you all. Thank you. I would also like to thank my 8th grade pre-algebra teacher for making this moment possible. Sometimes them haters give you that little bit of extra motivation, that little push. It was such an honor and privilege to share with everyone today. And to the class of 2024, all y'all right there, y'all beat the odds. As you begin the next phase of your life's journey, remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Celebrate yourself this week because graduating from college is a tremendous accomplishment. But on Monday morning, it's time to lock in. Be like a tree planted by the water and tap into the resources available to you. Y'all got this. Thank you.
Let's give give another round of applause for Mr. Ronnie Sidney. Thank you very much, Ronnie. Your presence, your words have really helped to magnify and validate the work that we do by providing programs, events, and ceremonies, highlighting and celebrating the works and achievements of all of our students. And again, thank you. The moment we have been waiting for is upon us. It is time to honor our graduates. Graduates and donors, please listen carefully. Our staff and volunteers will now guide each graduate and their donor one by one to the stage. Please stay seated until a volunteer signals to you and your donor to stand. Graduates, once each of your names are called, which I will do, you and your donor will leave your seats and walk up on the right side of the stage. It feels weird for me to call that right, but that is the right side of the stage for you guys. Where was I? Of the right stage up the ramp. After your name is called and you walk up the ramp, proceed onto the stage with your donor. Your donor will receive your stole and place it around you. If your donor is not present, a staff member will place it around you. Then, please pose in the center of the stage to get your photo taken. Once you've taken your photo, you may walk off the stage on the left, and our volunteers will guide you and your donors back to your seats, or you may return down the ramp. Volunteers, please wave. We're waving. Does everyone have eyes on them? Great. They will be guiding you through this process, so please look to them. If you have limited mobility and need to use the ramp, you will both enter and exit the stage on the right side. Graduates, please rise and come forward as your names are called. Thank you. All right. Aaron Norwood. Eliana Bavuso. Rose Bailey. Charlotte Baxter. Samantha Ellis. Sierra Graham. Reem Hashmi. Claire Pauline Lindsay. Manoth Narang. Naila Omki. Alyssa Sievers. Christopher Soto Hirao. Rose Teague. Nikki Tosh. Cameron Williams. Samantha Wilson. Rebecca Withrow. Sydney Uventi. Fantastic. Let's take a moment to celebrate our graduates one more time. Helen Keller once remarked, "Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much." Tonight we stand together, united in our diversity and our strength. Thank you for illuminating this gathering with your presence and contributions. As a celebration of this momentous occasion, there will be a reception in your honor sponsored by the Office of Inclusive Engagement and Philanthropy and the Office of Alumni Relations in partnership with OMSA. While we are all here to celebrate you completing an incredible academic achievement, you are a RAM for life. And this begins your journey into the VCU alumni world. To help with this transition, in the back of the James River Terrace, you'll find delicious food, and the IEP team hopes you will stay to break bread and connect with other guests. But first, I would like to welcome to the podium Dr. Brandy Livingston, PhD, Interim Co-Director of the Student Accessibility and Educational Opportunity Office, or SAO, for closing remarks. Following those closing remarks, we will ask that everyone stand as our graduates recess out of the ballroom to the aforementioned reception area in the James River Terrace.
Good evening. I am Dr. Brandy Livingston, also interim co-director of the Student Accessibility and Educational Opportunity Office, and I bring you congratulations from our office on this momentous occasion. I do know that we have several members of our team here this evening. However, because it is finals, we also have several members of our team actively working in the Testing Access Center, giving final exams. I do want to do a quick round of applause for anybody who has ever accessed our office and used our Testing Access Center. Give us a big shout out. Yay, thank you for using our services. As a disabled Black woman myself, I have attended many graduations as both a student and a faculty member. And I can relate to the many sacrifices you have made to get to this moment today. Because I know you are ready to exit this room and go to the reception and continue celebrating, I will keep my remarks short. To conclude, I would like to end with a quote from Fannie Lou Hamer, a predominant figure in the civil rights movement and a Black disabled woman herself. She states, "Never forget where you came from, and always praise the bridges that carried you over." I am sure that many of you have made great sacrifices to cross many bridges to get here today. As you reflect on where you came from, may you also think about clearing a path for a bridge to carry someone else over to their success. Congratulations, and I hope that you're able to celebrate your success in whatever makes sense for you. Thank you.